Hello, students, and welcome back with one new chapter from your book Footprints Without Fate. Yes, the chapter's name is The Hack Driver. This is your chapter 8 from your book Footprints Without Feet. So, before starting the chapter, tell me something. What are the basic things you must keep in mind if you are about to visit a place? Well, for me, I would keep a map of that place, some pair of clothes, and some other necessities. And what if you are going to search for a person to that place? So, very obvious the photograph of that person, or at least the basic details that how that person looks. Isn't it the minimum that one should take care of while searching for someone? But the narrator of the story is unaware about these details. So this is going to be very interesting story. So before reading the story, so let's understand about the author. Harry Sinclair Lewis was a famous American novelist, short story writer, and playwright. He was the first writer for the United States to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1930. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for his vigorous and graphic art of descriptions. The creation he has created are very descriptive means. He created his characters with wit and humor. The first book, titled as Hike and the Aeroplane, was published in 1912 under the pseudonym Tom Graham. Now let's understand the story. So first of all, the story is about a hack driver called Oliver Lutkins. He lived at New Million. He was an important witness in a court case. The law firm wrote many letters to him, but he did not appear before the court. The story revolves around how the law firm served the summons to Lutkin. So now line to line description of this chapter. A grey lawyer came to a village to serve summons on Oliver Lutkins. A friendly hack driver takes him around the village in search of Lutkins. Does he find him? And who is Lutkins? We will read out in this chapter. So, after graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. So, the narrator narrates here that after graduating with honors, he joined a very big uh, firm that was a law firm, very famous as junior assistant clerk. I was not sent not to prepare legal briefs. Actually, he was not preparing for any legal procedures or any case studies, but to serve summons. The minimum work he was doing there was that he was there to serve summons. So like a cheap private detective. So it was he was working like a cheap private detective who was just to deliver the summons to the accused one. I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. So in his job he needed to visit many dirty places with shadowy corners where those who were there, to whom they were he was serving the summons. Some of the large and more self confident ones even beat me up. Even he was beaten by some of the um, people whom he was to deliver the summons. I hated this unpleasant work. Obviously, it was quite obvious because he was not respected in his job. That's why he hated this work and the side of the city life. It revealed to me. And moreover, he came to know about the city life, which he thought was full of charm and glamour. But when actually he was living there, he found that it was full of all kind of crime, lies, and all fake. Even considered fleeing to my hometown. So he even thought about moving back to his village where I could have been a real lawyer right away. where he could really be a lawyer and could do practice without going through this unpleasant training period. And he could skip this training period very easily. So, what happened? So, I rejoiced one day when they sent me out 40 miles in the country. So, one day he was so happy because he was given a work to go to 40 miles away from the city to a small town, and the name of the town was New Million, to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins. And he needed to serve summons to a man whose name was Oliver Lutkins. So we needed this man as a witness in a law case. So why that person was to be called by court? Summon means called by court, law and order. So why that person needed to be present in the court? So that was a witness for a law case, and he had ignored all our letters, and moreover he was ignoring all the letters sent to him to be presented for a case. That's why he himself went there to hand over the summon to him. When I got to New Million, my eager expectations of a sweet and simple country village were severely disappointed. But when he reached there, he was very disappointed to see the condition of that town. Why? Because he thought that it would be a pleasant village with the tall trees and beautiful greenery surroundings, but instead he found that its streets were rivers of mud. Means the streets were uncared, rough, and covered with mud, with rows of wooden shops, and there were a sequence of wooden shops, one after the other, either painted a sour brown. They were tasteless, painted in a brown color, or bare of any paint at all, or some were without even any paint. So normally in villages there are no uh, not many shops there, but in this town there were so many. The only agreeable sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. The only thing which made him so agreeable to this place was one man only, who was the delivery man at the station, who was about 40. Now he explains how that person was looking like. So he was about 40. So, as the story says, when he went there, he was so disappointed with the sight. And then he met a man in his 40s. So, how he was red faced, cheerful, and thick about the middle. And he was a little fat from the belly. And his working clothes were dirty and well worn. Although he was in dirty clothes, but he was uh, having the personality, carrying the clothes in a right manner. And he had a friendly manner. And moreover, he was having a very friendly nature. You felt at once that he liked people. When you would talk to that person, so you would immediately get the notion that he liked to be friend with the people. I told him, to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. So I informed it that I am here to find a man named Oliver Lutkin. So we can say that the lawyer was very innocent, because when he went there with the expectations of a sweet village and came across very disagreeable sight and met with only the one person be there, and instead of introducing or instead of asking his name or whatever, he just announced the purpose of his visit to that village. So this means that the lawyer was very innocent, or maybe ignorant, you can say. So what was the reply of that red faced man? Latkins, I saw him around here about an hour ago. With the cheerful manner, he announced that he just saw him here only 1 hour before. Hard fellow to catch, though. He also said that he was a hard fellow, means very clever to catch. always up something or the other. He is probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of the fridge shop. He even informed the lawyer that maybe he went to play poker game at fridge shop so they could locate him there. I will tell you, boy, is there any hurry about locating Lutkins? Moreover, the red faced man asked him that is there any hurry to find Lutkins? So, what was the reply of the lawyer here? Yes, I want to catch the afternoon train back to the city. So, he announced that yes, because he needed to go back to the town, to the city after a noon train. I was very important and secret about it. Now, he said that he was very important and secret about it, but actually, he was sharing all the information in just one go. So, it seems that there was nothing very important and secret about his mission, because in first line he announced his purpose to come here, and in the second he announced everything. I will tell you what, I have got a hack. So how the red faced man introduced uh, himself, that he had a hack. Okay, as you can see in a picture, that is a coach, a kind of carriage. So I have got a hack. I will get it out and we can drive around together and find Lutkins. So he can get out, let out his hack or means coach, and they could drive along the place and they could find Lutkins together. I know most of the places he hangs out. Moreover, he said that he knew Lutkins very well and knew that where he could be. He was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. So the lawyer was very moved by the friendly nature of that hack driver. Moreover, he said that he was so much in awe with that affection which the hack driver was showing to him. I knew, of course, that he wanted the business. So the lawyer knew that he wanted a customer for his hack, but his kindness was real. But he said that, but the genuine personality he was, so his kindness was real to him. I was glad the fair money would go to the good fellow. So he was also very happy that he would give the money to a needy one. So I managed to bargain down the $2 an hour. So they settled the fare. That was $2 per hour he would charge. So the hack driver would charge the lawyer $2 per hour to find Oliver Lutkin. And then he brought from his house nearly a sort of large black box on wheels. Then he went to his house, which was very near, and he came out with a large black box, which he called the hack. He remarked, well, young man, here is the carriage. So he also told it with a happy mood that, hey, young fellow, this is my carriage. And his wide smile made me into an old friend. So after seeing him smiling, I was already thinking him to be my friend, because first lawyer was living in city, and in city he interacted with people. They were not so friendly, they were not ready to tell him any address or any person he was asking about. Rather, many a times he was even beaten by people. So here, this in this small town, a village kind of town, so he came across a man who was ready to help him without even any prior intentions. So he was so moved by the good nature of that hack driver. These villagers are so ready to help a stranger. Moreover, he praised that villagers are always ready to help the strangers. He had already made it his own task to find Oliver Lutkins for me. Already, the hack driver just made it his own task to find Oliver Lutkins along with him. So he was so thankful for that driver. He said, I don't want to interfere. Now the hack driver asked him that he was not intended to interfere. Okay, so young fellow, but my guess is that you want to collect some money from Lutkins. So he was just asking what was the purpose of him visiting the village. Whether he wanted to collect some money from Lutkins, because Lutkins was having debts from everyone. He never pays anybody a cent. But moreover, the hack driver informed that he never paid the debts to anyone. He still owes me 50 cents on a poker game. I was fool. So he even gave the example that he himself needed to collect 50 cents from Oliver Lutkins, which he which Lutkins lost at a poker game, means a game of cards. So he called himself fool enough uh, to play with him. He's not really bad, but it's hard to make him part with his money. Moreover, he was praising Lutkin as well. Okay, and he was analyzing and praising as well. Why? Just it said that, but it's hard to make him part with his money. So he was not really bad, but he was very cunning to give money to anyone. If you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he will be suspicious and get away from you. So he also suggested that, boy, if you would go in these good clothes of yours, so he would suspect and he would run away from you. If you want, I will go into Fritz and ask for you. So he proposed that I will go to Fritz's shop where he could be, and I would ask whether he would be there or not. And you can keep out of sight behind me, and you can keep yourself at only some distance, so you could also see where he was. So I loved him for this. And so, as he was proposing to help the lawyer, so the lawyer started loving this fellow so much. By myself, I might never had found Lutkins, because he already gave up the idea that he alone could not find Lutkins. With the hack driver's knowing help, I am sure of getting my man. And because the hack driver knew him very well, so he was very sure that by the afternoon train, he would be able to find his man, means his action to be taken to get that man and hand it over the summon to him. I took him into my confidence. So, this is really a satire. I took him into my confidence and told him that I wanted to serve the summons to Lutkins. So, moreover, he said that I took the hack driver in my confidence. Rather, he was in his influence from the starting. So, he told her that he took the hack driver in confidence and told him that he was here from a law firm to serve summons to Oliver Lutkins. That the man had refused to be a witness when his information would have quickly settled our case. The driver listened earnestly, and the hack driver, was listening very carefully what he was telling to him. At the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed. And at the end, he hit on his shoulder and just laughed out loud. Well, we will give Brother Lutkins a little surprise. Oh, wow, that's a wonderful surprise. That would be a wonderful surprise for Oliver Lutkins. And calling him brother as well. Let's start, driver. So, with the same zeal, the narrator also replied, okay, let's start, driver. Most folks around here call me Bill and Magnuson. So, he introduced himself by his name, that he was known as Bill or Magnuson. My business is called William Magnuson Fancy Courting and Hacking. So he was having the business of hacking, means hack driver, and he was giving his card for rent as well. So his company name or his business name was William Magnuson's Fancy Carting and Hacking. All right, Bill, shall we proceed to Fritz? So I propose that, okay, shall we go to Fritz? So here, what we see, that what was lacking in the lawyer was he was not confident on his own. Moreover, he was totally dependent on that hack driver, truly. Yet he never knew about him at once. Yet he handed over all the information to him, which was really very wrong. Okay, he was not doing his work with honesty, rather, he was depending on the hack driver. So, obviously, the hack driver could be a cheater or could befool him. So, he might have some um, common sense to talk to someone who was entirely unknown to him. So, he might have took care of these things, but he didn't. Instead, he proposed and was trapped by the talkings of that man and was having that lucrative offer of his be in the search for Lutkins. Yes, Lutkins is just as likely to be there as anywhere. Moreover, the hack driver announced that if you would find Lutkins anywhere, he would be only at the fruit shop. So that was the pet place for Lutkins to hang out. Plays a lot of poker because he was very fond of playing pokers. So he might be in the shop there, fruit shop there, because he was running a poker pool. He was good at deceiving people. Moreover, whenever he was analyzing Lutkins, you could see that the next line he was praising as well. So he praised that he was good at being dishonest with the people, deceiving them, cheating them. Bill seemed to admire Lutkins' talent for dishonesty, and the lawyer thought that Bill was very much admiring Lutkins for his dishonesty. So I felt that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins respectfully and jailed him with regret. So he even thought that if he could be a policeman, so he would put Lutkins in jail with such a regret because he seemed to be very fond of that fellow. Okay, so Bill led me into Fred's. So Bill took him to Fred's shop. So he took him to Fred's shop. So what he asked there? So he asked from Fred's. So this is how the hack driver was looking like. He asked from Fred's, "Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around?" So instead of the lawyer going in the Fritz shop, he went there and asked from Fritz whether he has seen Lutkins there or not. So this shows that that lawyer was not having the confidence to talk to anyone. He should have taken the in chargeship of his own mission rather than depending on that hack driver. But see how he was reacting. He just made everything channelized by the hack driver only. He himself waited outside and let the hack driver went in to ask whether they have seen Lutkin there or not. So friend of his looking for him. He also asked from Fritz that one friend like means the lawyer was looking for him, said Bill cheerfully. Fritz looked at me and then Fritz looked at me from there. So Fritz started looking at me from the distance and where he was standing because he was hiding behind Bill. He hesitated. First, Fritz was hesitated to answer and then admitted, yes, he was in here a little while ago. Guess he has gone over to Gustav's to get a shave. But he might go to Gustav to get a shave. Fritz informed that he might have gone to Gustav to shave. Well, if he comes in, tell me I am looking for him. So he just said that okay, if he would come back, please inform that I was looking for him. We drove to Gustav's barber shop. Then we went to Gustav's barber shop again. Who was the in charge here? Bill, the hack driver. Okay, again Bill went in first and I lingered at the door and I was waiting at the door. He asked not only to the Swede was the name of the barber, but two customers if they had seen Lutkins. The Swede had not. He said angrily, I haven't seen him and don't care to. He was so angry to respond that he never cared to tell about that man, because Oliver Lutkins owe him 35, means he had a debt of $35 from Lutkins. One of the customer thought he had seen Lutkins walking down Main Street, this side of the hotel. And one of the customer also informed that he just saw Lutkins somewhere near the hotel to that Main Street. So again they climbed back into the hack. Bill concluded that since Lutkins had exhausted his credit at Gustav's, he had probably gone to Gray's for a shave. So he informed me that because Lutkins needed to give Gustav a good amount of money, so to skip that chance, he might have gone to Gray, another barber, for a shave. At Gray's barber shop, we missed Lutkins by only 5 minutes. So as we went there, he informed us that he just left 5 minutes before. He had just left, probably for a pool room. So Gray also informed us that he might have taken the route for pool room. At the pool room, it appeared that he had just bought a pack of cigarettes and gone out. And in pool room, they informed that he just bought a pack of cigarette only and went out from there. So what happened? So they were just persuaded him, means they were behind him only one step, just behind him, but never catching him. They were unable to catch him. And in this search of that Oliver Lutkins for an hour till it was past 1 o'clock. So it was already 1 o'clock. I was hungry and the lawyer was feeling hungry. But I had to enjoy Bill's rough country opinion about his neighbors, and I scarcely cared whether I found Lutkins or not. Moreover, he was enjoying Bill's company so much that the main mission, that was to find Lutkins, was at the secondary level, and he was very much enjoying the company of Bill. So we would read out the rest of the story in our next video. Thank you for watching this video. I hope the lines are clear to you. Take care of yourself. Thank you.